Again, welcome. It is the one, the only L3RD over here just by himself. Kind of lonesome today because I don't have a dual caster or whatever usually today. You know, with these learning league, wow, league and learns, wow. Learning League episodes, I usually have a co-caster over here, but you know, we're just talking about an interesting document that I got brought upon by the community of Internet Gaming. Actually, it was the one that showed me it, but it was actually Spellsy, the Triple V support player, that actually made this document. So it's really cool seeing this on a PowerPoint, you know, working out and everything. But you know, we were just talking about, you know, just certain things that he is talking about. Again, the bit.ly link inside the chat room over here. I'm going to be posting up on the YouTube VOD as well. It's a really, really good link, and it is a really, really, like, basic of kind of advanced knowledge of what you have to learn about in League of Legends to get to that, you know, higher elo K. But we're just talking about it and actually making it into kind of a video kind of thing right now. So it's really, really good, and hopefully you can catch some of this. Again, do thank the DefinitiveeSports dudes who actually are doing some really cool stuff with the DreamHack coverage right now. d-esports.com. Check out the sponsors over at the bottom right. Again, thank you, Zowie and Antec. Really cool people, really cool stuff. And then check us out as well, Twitter and YouTube on the bottom left. It's pretty much just DefinitiveeSports, so youtube.com/DefinitiveeSports, twitter.com/d_esports, I think is Twitter. But yeah, so we're going through this document right now. We're actually at the part of the team fighting stage. So we're going to go back, put some music, put some sound on. So what is kind of recap of this game right now? It is looking pretty good at the start for this Tristana, this blue team, or the purple team. We had the Tristana out there, who was playing really aggressively, doing really good stuff. Now that, you know, the AD carry of the blue team kind of came back from it. We kind of wonder how she did come back from it. That is kind of the biggest thing, but we'll be talking about that in a little bit. In the interim right now, we do have a team fight kind of setting up right now. It's kind of weird because everyone's kind of separated. There's already damage happening right over here from Chirpy and Killamon. It's like, yeah, we're gonna have a team fight, but it's not really like a big, good team fight coming up. So we do have Ty Kazakazi over here. Gonna go start up. Gonna go get this little whirlwind of ACC down. WSWD is coming around over in the corner. So the AD carry right now isn't really positioned to damage. Quickly, we see the top bruiser actually on WSWD. What you do want to do and what you don't want to do as a AD carry. What you do want to do as a AD carry, you kind of want to kite. You want to do this thing called attack move or orb walking. It's a really cool thing if you guys know from StarCraft 2. It's stutter stepping. It's pretty much an attack move. So you want to move while you're attacking in the instances. What you want to see, a WSWD does do that. No, she doesn't. What she does instead, which is actually kind of smart as well, trying to defend the aggro. He does use that caliber net to actually flash away, and then he uses flash to get away, which is okay. I understand that just because you are pretty low already, so you can't really do too much from this. Oh my gosh, Tristana's not anywhere close, so I don't know if this is actually going to be a real team fight. But we do see just damage coming all around. Speed Terrorist is coming around, helping out the AP carry, try to get something in there. And right there, for a team fight, like as a support, you want to just kind of support and just zone out what you can and just give as much damage as you can back. But the catch right here is big. If they can catch Convalence. Convalence coming in pretty much by himself now. Does have Aurelia to kind of back it up. So, I mean, kind of by himself right now. Could get caught right over here. Probably going to get caught. Yeah, he's going to get Dredge Line and then he's going to get stunned down from the other attack. But not going to be really anything because Killamon's going to be around. But the Darius is really coming around, going to try to do some damage with the cleave. Nothing really happening. Plus the Flail Flash is going to be able to get that kill as Convalence. So good job by Convalence, kind of focusing in, even though under pressure does get, you know, taken down by the AD carry, by that 80 top bruiser by the support. But really quickly to see the biggest difference between Tristana's damage over there with that team fight and with Caitlyn's damage in that team fight was that Tristana actually stayed in the fight, actually did something with it, and you know, was pretty full. So I mean, that was the biggest difference as well against the Caitlyn, who kind of just, you know, not to put it lightly or not to put it any other way, kind of wussed out. You know, just said, oh, I'm gonna back away. what Speldy would say, or what everybody else would say. If that was a real team engagement and Caitlyn was probably above about 60%, 70% health, you want to really just kind of stay in that fight, kind of be committed, because if you actually go away early off of a team fight, you pretty much give 0 damage to the team fight, and with that it means that you don't actually do damage to the team, the opposing team, and you actually don't do anything against the other team, which is really, really bad. We do see Conveyor actually taken in, but he's going to get killed down by the Chirpy the cat. The AP here is just doing a lot of work right now. Let's go replay that really quickly for the fans, for the peoples. We're going to go see it on, I think this view was probably the best view. We're going to see Conveyor coming back over here from Tristana, going to be coming back onto this. WSWD is helping out, trying to just DPS down on RG Decade, so that's really good. Chirpy's going to go down, or RG Decade is probably going to go down pretty easily from Chirpy Cat. WSD is going to find himself in a little bit of a duel. We do see Speedy Terrorist trying to still chase down the colleague, which is probably not the best idea, but we're going to see it come in. Conveyor is going to be fighting down on WSD. That's really smart. Only problem is, she did not actually kind of move out of the way so that Chirpy the cat could actually come back in and use that kick to kind of re-engage. So that's why the Conveyor kind of dies, and probably would have went out on that fight if he actually attack moved just a little bit to the left to actually help him out. We do see WSWD is going to be taken down though as well, because he was already kind of too little too late. Again, the same problem with WSWD and the same problem with Conveyor. They don't really orb walk or kind of attack move, so that they can actually get away from just damage all around. So really important thing, if you guys don't remember, I think it was episode, I would say it was like 5 or 6, where we talked about orb walking. It's very important to actually know how to do that, because actually orb walking is a really, really good thing, plus it saves lives. So do that if you can. Don't stay in one position, because staying in one position means you're gonna die usually, and you just saw it there. What should AD do? Should I change targets or stay on targets during team fights? Usually, on the document you'll see all the answers for this. Like, this is just from my experience. Usually, what you want to do as an AD carry depends on what AD carry you are. If you have more range, you can do whatever you want to the front line of the opposing team. Let me say that again. If you have more range, you can do anything you want to the front line of the AD carry of the opposing team. So say you have the right here. If we had the Aurelia up, we got a team fight engagement, and you say you're Caitlyn, as much range as you can hit any 3 of those players right over there that was actually grouped up. It doesn't really matter. You can focus down on them, just put in a little bit of DPS, and then you just back away and just kind of chill out. Right now, per se, Tristana is at level 11. Doesn't have enough range to actually do that. So she's going to be kind of knowing that, like, I see her how her playstyle is. She's going to try to get the damage as much as she can, but she's probably going to go really aggressive on anything that's going to die really early. Not really the role of an AD carry. You definitely just want to DPS and just get damage down. But if you have the opportunity to get the kill, I mean, it'll help out get you back on the kills. Here we go with the engagement. We do see Conveillance. Yep, see it being an assassin. He's going to try to get it for the kills, and he's going to be able to get the double kill. It's just a really interesting thing with AD carries. You know, their skill sets are a lot different. They do have a little bit difference with Tristana than from Caitlyn. Caitlyn, kind of like the pure AD carry, just pushes and just damages down. Like, while Tristana is a caster kind of AD carry, does have the abilities of rocket jump and explosive shot to really do a lot of DPS while actually still being the AD carry with the rapid fire. So really cool to see that. We're gonna go replay this a little bit team fight and see and kind of digest this whole little bit again. Sorry. Okay. So that's setting up. You know, purple team's actually pushing up at the middle tower. You're gonna be seeing some damage come all around. Nothing really too happening right now. Let's go follow the important things that adds the AD carries. WSWD kind of just zoning out. Actually, in really precarious kind of situation, I wouldn't be right over there. But he is just going to be, she is just going to be over there. Trip the Cat starts off the fight, going to get zoned out, going to get damaged down. RG Decade's going to do a flash away. Type of Kamikaze is going to be going into the jungle. Okay, pause. right now where we see our AD carries, Convalence coming back from behind, because he was over at race, did kind of steal that. WSWD is going to come in and see all that. So let's go follow these two little lovebirds, kind of chill out. You see WSWD still kind of formulating in. Convalence actually starts damaging her first, so she doesn't really see anything. And this is something you do not want to do. You do not want to tunnel vision on these little GC little targets. You definitely do not want to have any aggro period on you. So what you want to do is just kind of orb move and or orb walk and just get away from all this damage right here, right? But unfortunately for not, WSWD did not think about that and actually just died. And that is why Convalence said, you know what? I'm doing a lot of damage. There's no aggro on me, and I can just go ahead and go for this ace, which he just does, and gets an ace. So really good job by the purple team. Really good job by Convalence, knowing the situation where he's at. So should I change targets during the team fights? Yeah, you can go change targets if you have the range. That is the biggest part. If you don't have the attack range, you have to go for the closest target and then stick on it. Say you're Vayne, say you're who else has a pretty low range? Teemo. Although a lot of people don't think Teemo is the AD carry. I love him either way. He's my favorite character, but you know, he does have pretty short range. I think it's like 550, 600, 650 I think. No, 550. So, you know, you have to just stay within that range of your attack damage, your auto attacks, because that is pretty much the only key for you to be saved and for you to actually do anything in this game. Because if you're actually inside the fight, like literally right in front of them, and you're focusing on the carries, which is okay, which is good, you're probably going to die. Usually, that means you're going to die. So, unfun for that. Unfun for that. That's why being a helpful hand, going to be pushing the weight over here. Going to be coming into this and, you know, going into damage. But let's talk about items. So, we did talk about how we start up. We had the Berserker Greaves, we had the Double Dorns on actually both AD carries, so it's really cool to see. We now have a Zeal and a Infinity Edge being built up for Tristana, while a Infinity Edge and actually a Zeal going to be built up for Caitlyn as well. Three things. So what is the usual starting items on AD carries? AD carries usually should start out boots and 3 pots, but you'll see more oftentimes than not in lower elo, and when you're beginning, you're going to take Doran's Blade first, just because of the extra damage and stuff like that, which is cool. Mobility is actually key in this game. If you don't have as much mobility, you're more susceptible to ganks. What is the usual first buy for AD carries? Your usual first buy is you try to get as many Dorans and then your Berserker Greaves. Those are really, really important things to get. What should you buy? Avoid buying for your first buy. You avoid buying your Infinity Edge like really early. So don't. Usually I do sometimes, but not as much anymore. Don't go straight into the Bloodthirster and try to get damage through that because, or not Bloodthirster, BS Sword, Best Friend Sword. It's really cool to have that out, and actually really cool to get that first as an item, but it's not the best item to start out with at all, period. You want to use that kind of later. You want to kind of build up your advantage through getting your Double Dorans, your Berserker Greaves. I mean, you can still try it out. I mean, pickaxe, stuff like that, you can still try it out. But you want to have that extra tankiness because technically, with a BS sword over Berserker Greaves and 2 Dorans, you're going to be doing a lot more damage with that Berserker Greaves plus the 2 Dorans. Plus, you're going to be a little bit more tankier than the actual AD carry just because you have the extra attack speed, but you also have the extra health as well. I mean, the damage might not be the same, but it's kind of close enough too, so not really helpful to actually go Skyrocket and go straight off Infinity Edge or straight off something else. Do you see an engagement over here? We did see Wukong just go fall down to Tristana, which is pretty good. I mean, Tristana is a decent duelist now at this point because he does have the Infinity Edge is building up to that Phantom Dancer. Really quickly to note, you don't usually want to go into a kind of 1v1 battle, but if you do have the level advantage and you do have the damage advantage, it's pretty easy to do. But usually, if you're AD carry, you kind of want to just hightail it out, farm up what you can, and just kind of get out of dodge. So, usual per se, I would say, don't do that against the Wukong. But the Wukong was pretty low. The Tristana was like, I don't know, I might as well just try to get a kill, and he did. So it's really cool. YIE over BT. Infinity Edge is one of the biggest things for a lot of AD carries just because it gives that extra damage. Infinity Edge reads out, you get that extra 25% crit chance, you have that 80 attack damage, but your critical strike does 300% damage? Oh wow, 250% damage. So that's really, really important. Do you see engagement over here? We do see WSWD doing this thing as an AD carry, just kind of just damaging down what he can, and Type Kamikaze actually coming in and doing what he can as well. So good job over there by Type Kamikaze. But WSWD is gonna come back in, gonna get killed. Tristana finally comes back into the fight and is gonna be able to get the kill, get the ace, no problem over there. Infinity Edge or BT, again, random point, but it is what it is. They document it. Infinity Edge is a really, really great item. Again, we just talked about the stats. The critical strike / the damage output you can get with Infinity Edge is so strong, and that is why you see majorly times 9 times out of 10 you do see a rush Infinity Edge to get that damage in, especially on Tristana, especially on carries. You don't have the greatest of mid games. Once you do have that damage coming out from Infinity Edge, it helps out just your potential as damager this so greatly indeed. BT on the other hand, the new BT even as well, you've been seeing some tournament games actually as well, abusing that to start out BT first instead of going Infinity Edge. While in my focus, I do still go straight up IE first. Usually if I'm ahead, it's because it's just more potential of losing / more potential of actually getting down if you go BT first, usually. But BT is a really strong item now just because you do have the damage output being, the damage lessening of dying being kind of reduced to half. So say you're at 40 stacks, you only go back to 20 stacks, which is not as bad. And plus the 80 ratio, the 180 you can get from the potential of filling up your Bloodthirster, it's really strong. So it's really cool that you can start off that now and not have as much of a penalty as before than where you have to actually get all those stacks and you have to save them no matter what. Now you can kind of be a little bit more aggressive with it, and that's all it is doing for Bloodthirsters right now. We're going to go back on this fight because it's actually probably going to be the last fight too. And we're going to go finish up that point, but usually you go IE first when you are ahead. That is the biggest thing. IE is great damage, great overall, just everything. So having that first is going to go secure you more of everything. So definitely you want to get filled that first. But if you're behind in lane and you're really behind / you lost your tower and stuff like that, Bloodthirster is kind of the way to go, just so that you can get back in, plus your mid-game damage would still be sustained. So saying that, WSWD and Convalence, they can have what they want. Convalence was pretty much ahead the whole time, so Infinity Edge first was actually a really good buy. For WSWD, not as much. It's really good to have Infinity Edge, but Bloodthirster probably would have helped out in the mid-game. Plus, it would have given that sustain because Bloodthirster actually gives lifesteal as well, and it would have been a little bit better for WSWD to go into that first. I'll be talking about runes and stuff right after this, but we're going to be talking about this last little team fight. So looking at the positioning of the team, it's pretty much an A round. Pretty cool. You see people just kind of going in middle, saying hi. WSWD. Wow, can't even say the name. WSWD is going to go start out with a Pillar of Peacemaker onto the team of purple. Gonna fire that down. We're gonna see Type of Kamikaze come in. Nothing really engaging in yet. Rapid Fire's gonna be set off right here. Soaring Pride with that dredge line. It's gonna trap down the 80 here. This is so important. Right? Remember when I was saying in the beginning, Tristana needs to be protected and needs to be protected no matter what because she is the damage dealer. Period. Although Keston kind of came back in, does have a death cap and can do damage. Really, your damage DPS is gonna come from Convalence. Right here with this catch, Soaring Pride just kind of automatically got this where everybody's going to have to go turn and try to get the damage onto Convalence. If Convalence can get out of this alive, because he does have rocket jump, and he does have heal, he can probably survive it, but we'll see how the burst will go. So Convalence is going to get knocked down. Convalence actually jumps out first before the knock-up goes in. So this is a really, really good position for the purple team now, because Convalence is back in the back line. Speedy Terror is coming into the side. Now can just focus on, I think Trippy would be the target that they want to take out of because WSWD is super far. And while that's happening, Convalence is probably going to be doing the damage. So let's see if that's going to be happening. And Conveillance is just in the back, shooting down people left and right, while WSWD just barely got back in. Conveillance came a little too close, that is why she's probably going to dead it down. But, again, really quickly, if you're not anywhere close to out-attacking, you're not going to win fights. And WSWD, what the heck is he doing? That was very, very precocious of a move to go all the way inside to the turret. And yeah, she's going to have to pay for that, and that is probably going to be the surrender for blue right there. Yeah, WSWG, your positioning was pretty interesting, and that is why the blue team will be able to be losing that one and purple team winning that game. Both AD carries weren't the best, but it's just those little things that you see, those little things that you can kind of remember, especially from what Spellsy said, but especially from what you just saw right there, is really important. So, really quick to note. Your positioning is really important, orb blocking is really important for an AD carry, but in general, communication is always really important as well. So, you know, that dive where Donald actually gets in with a dreadline, I don't think anyone is really ready to actually go dive right onto Tristana. So if he actually got the stun up right after that, it would have been good, but there's no way of actually following it up, and Conveillance was like, okay, I'm going to go rocket jump and then just fire from the back, which is what you should do as an AD carry actually when you're in a team fight. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the episode today. We're going to be talking about a little bit of the other stuff for AD carries, just a little general stuff that everyone should know. But really quickly, just referring back to this game, Caitlyn probably would have had a better chance if he went Bloodthirster first to actually get back in that lifesteal, kind of getting that damage. She started off with Zeal a little late. Usually with the Caitlyn, you want to actually have that extra attack speed so you can actually get more auto attacks in, because every 8th attack you get a crit, and that crit is always going to be there. So it's really cool to see. It's really good to use. So you can harass / get down onto the AD carry. While for Tristana, she played it pretty well. I would say there were some other things that would have been better, but you know, the damage when she came out with IE was really good, and all she had to do was pretty much stay in the back, which she did most of the time. Like sometimes she kind of went in, and that's why she died like half the times. But most of the time she was doing really well. So you know, if you're that AD carry, if you have that range and you can actually attack people, stay in that range, stay back as far as possible, but not as far as you know you need to kind of get an attack damage in and / auto attacks in. But yeah, stay in that range so that you know you can actually go get some kills. If you're way far away like WSWD was, you're not going to help out your team, and more times than not, you're probably going to be dead. So there you go. That is pretty much the episode. Really quickly, going to go finish up. Last little thing from the startup. How do you build up AD carries? Let's go look. Usually for runes, you usually see this page as a the moniker / the standard. You want your 80 reds plus your 80 quints, so lots of damage coming out from there. But also your armor yellows, so flat armor with magic resist per level blues. Some other things you can do magic resist straight up. I don't think that's really that important. You can add in some armor penetration through your red marks. I wouldn't suggest doing it through the quints, which is really cool. Like you can get 15, I think that is the number for armor penetration. Yep. No, you get 10 from armor penetration, which is decent, but it's not really worth it because your attack damage is going to be pretty low. And since most people are running those 80 quints, it really hurt you in the trade game. Where I mean, armor penetration is really nice in the later run, but in the early run, it's not going to really help you too much, just because of how many people, so mostly every 80 carry is running these 80 quints on them. So sadly for not, it's what it is. So this is pretty much what you'll be seeing for every 80 carry. The masteries, really quickly, I think I have 2 set up. Let's see. Masteries you'll be seeing usually run around something like this. You usually see most people run out the heal kind of mastery, but I mean heals whatever. You can still use it, but a lot more people of 80 carries for summer spells are using Ignite and Flash. But usually you'll see people go to Veteran Scar / durability because you can get that extra health. Extra health means you can take more shots. More shots means you can get in more damage. More damage, you can get kills. So really cool to see from that. But the other AD carry is the 23-7, or pretty much 21-9 people are using, but 23-7, having that extra CDR plus having that extra mana gem. These are for people like Corky, for like Ezreal, for like anyone else that is very mana intensive. This is just to help out, like Urgot as well. And it helps out when you do have that CDR and when you do have that little bit of magic penetration, because I think, not for Urgot, but for the other two, for Corky and Ezreal, they both kind of ramp up from the AP damage slash magic damage. So having that extra CDR plus having the extra magic penetration really will help you out in the long run. Lastly but not leastly, I think that's it. I mean, I don't kind of run anything else other than that for AD carries, 21-9 and 23-7, or 21-0-9 as the PowerPoint would say. Again, guys, do check out the PowerPoint. It's a really cool PowerPoint indeed. It's the bit.ly link. Again, I'm going to post it in the chat room. bit.ly /NKBSQE is a spellseed document about how to raise your ELO from 1.4K to 2K. So I want to thank him for just providing that document, providing that knowledge for all the members, all the people of League of Legends. So that's really cool to see. I want to also thank DefinitiveeSports for putting on this fine program, d-esports.com, and you can check out all the coverage from DreamHack on there. It was really cool seeing what response we got from League of Legends to for the DefinitiveeSports. Really cool to see that happen for them. Lastly but not least, we do check out the sponsors, Antec, Zowie, BenQ, really cool people. They really help us out. Just gear-wise, I mean, I do have a lot of gear from them now. Really cool. But also just because it's really cool to have sponsors. I mean, no doubt. But lastly but not leastly, thank you for watching, and the viewers. You guys are always awesome. Do spread the word when you can. I did post landing pages now for DefinitiveeSports' Learning League, so we'll be updating it per each time I'm actually on, per each time we have something new. And then we'll give away stuff and everything and like that. But do try to just spread the word, because it'd be really cool to see more people coming into it. And League of Legends is still such a big community. It's just really hard to compete when you have big events. Other than that, thanks again from L3RD Bird, getting in some words with y'all today. It has been episode 9. Sorry, so many 80s, so little time. If you don't know where that quote is from, you should probably play some Caitlyn, because that's what we were seeing from before. But yeah, do check it out. Again, guys, DefinitiveeSports, d-esports.com. You can check out the YouTube where the VODs will be pushed up, which we are seeing right now. If anything, you're watching from YouTube. And yeah, I'm going to be out. Thank you again, guys. Going to be actually doing some